Alright, so I just wanted to make a video talking about motivation, setting goals for yourself versus making excuses for yourself. Because I have a testimony, and I hear people too often make excuses for the position that they are in life, whether that's job stability or having to live check to check or whatever the case may be. It all starts with you. So let me tell my story before I go into the difference of how you can overcome any situation that you're in. So before I became a truck driver, I was cool, living check to check, working dead-end jobs that weren't going to get me anywhere in life, because all I wanted to do was smoke weed. And I was cool with that. Every little bit of free money that I got outside of paying my bills went to going to buy some weed. And that's all that I wanted to do. I want to smoke when I get up, smoke on my smoke break, smoke when I get off. You get the point. That was my life, and I was cool. Like I said, that's the life that I chose for myself. I didn't want to have to deal with any job that was going to interfere with me blazing and have to worry about taking random drug tests and yada yada yada. So I made sure that I stayed in the job category that was never going to interfere with my smoking weed. And on top of that, because I chose that type of lifestyle, I was also surrounded by like-minded people. I was also surrounded by characters who were just like me, who were smoking weed, just wanted to, live a simple life, was cool with living check to check long as they could, hit the blunt. All right. After the food service industry didn't work out for me, I got a job at the hospital. By the grace of God, I had to stop smoking. Got a job at the hospital. So I'm working in the cafeteria, still kind of food related, but it's still not McDonald's or whatnot. But anyways, I'm doing my thing, working in the cafeteria, and I'm coming across nurses that's bonding with me, and they living their life, doing their thing, and their thing was, hey, we work hard, so we're gonna go on cruises X amount of times throughout the year. All right, like I said, we bonded. Meet a couple of nurses that end up inviting me on a cruise. Well, right off the bat, I tell them I don't have the money. Well, guess what? Oh, you ain't got the money? That's cool. We'll pay your way. Word. Next thing, I ain't got a passport. Well, girl, get your passport. We already told you we'll pay for you to go on a cruise. What you doing? So at that point, I had to go home and sit down and realistically look at what I had going for me. Even if I got my passport, even if they paid for me to go on a cruise with them, I still was not making enough money to be able to take off that week from work or whatever the case may have been, and had enough money saved up to cover my bills when I return back home. Rent, utilities, gas, groceries, etc., etc. So it was at that point in my life that I realized, hey, I'm not really living the way that I want to live, because my goal has always been to be able to be financially free, to be able to travel God's earth and see what's out there. So after meeting those people, after being in a different environment of people who were not like-minded, such as myself, it motivated me to make the decision to do something better with my life, where I could be in the position to have the financial freedom to do as I please. All right. Fast forward to now. Now I'm a truck driver. Now I'm making enough money to do whatever I choose to do. But with that being said, there also comes a responsibility, because I have set goals for myself. And that's where I want to talk about setting goals or making excuses. When I was studying to become a truck driver, no, I was not making enough money to just be balling out. I was still somewhat living check to check. But guess what? I set a plan for myself. I stopped making excuses. Number one, stop smoking weed, all right? That was my vice. That's what I had to do. Number two, I had to come up with a financial plan. I had to take a realistic look at my bills and what it took to survive. And then I had to say, well, I get paid every 2 weeks. When I get this paycheck, I'm going to put aside $20. That's all I can afford at the time. But that $20 that I set aside, I'm not going to touch that. Maybe the next 2 weeks, okay, my bill's a little bit lighter for whatever reason. I'm going to set aside $40. Week 3, go back to $20. Week 4, $40, and so on and so forth. And that was money that I set back that I did not have to touch. And that taught me discipline. Because when it came time for me to go to CDL school, I had saved up over a course of, I want to say, maybe 5 or 6 months, maybe $600. And that's what actually helped me survive through CDL school. From paying gas, from the commute back and forth to school, to being able to afford groceries, such and such, all those things. I had paid up my rent a couple of months in advance and all of that. So all this is to say is, a lot of times we make excuses for ourselves. Oh, I'm not making enough money. I'm living check to check, woo, woo, woo. But then you need to take a hard look at your life. Was it necessary to go spend that $5 or $10 at McDonald's? Was it necessary to go and kick it that weekend and spend $20 to $30 going to the movies, going out to eat, or whatever the case may be? Was it necessary to spend that extra $5 at Walmart on stuff that you know you didn't need, but because you're a compulsive shopper, you said, oh, it's not going to hurt anything, it's just $5. But guess what? It did hurt something. It hurt you in the long run, because now you're sitting up making excuses for yourself as to why you're not in the position that you want to be in life, because you don't have the discipline, one, to sacrifice, whether that be going out to eat, kicking it with the friends this weekend, shopping or whatnot. Hey, even with the money that I'm making right now, it's still sacrifices that I'm making. Like right now, I want to go out and buy me a pair of $80 shoes. But because of the goals that I set for myself, I ain't going to really miss that $80. But guess what? In the long run, I'm going to miss that $80 when I'm setting these financial goals and trying to accomplish my dreams. So that's what I'm saying. Stop making excuses. I did the whole living check to check thing. And when I sat down and decided that enough was enough and that I wanted more out of my life, hey, I was able to save. Yeah, it came with a few weekends that I wasn't able to kick it and turn up and do this and that. Yeah, it came with a few times where, ooh, I had to pass on McDonald's, or ooh, I had to pass on this at the mall, or whatever it is that you call yourself doing. But I'm telling y'all, stop making excuses for the situation that you're in. I don't care what type of job you got. I don't care what type of bills you got. Anybody can make it with motivation, hard work, discipline, and sacrifice. Because not only is it going to take discipline, but sometimes it's going to take sacrifice. Like I said, sometimes you're not going to always be able to go out and hang out. Sometimes you're not going to be able to go out to eat. Sometimes you're going to have to cook that meal at home or whatnot. But I'm telling you, set some goals for yourself and work towards those goals. I just want to motivate y'all, because you can get it out here. Whether you're on a check-to-check income or you're on an income such as myself, you can get it out here. It can be done. I am living proof that you can get out of the situation that you're in. Once again, hard work, motivation, discipline, and sacrifice. As long as you keep those 4 things in front of you, and of course you always got to have Jesus. You know, I got the Team Jesus shirt on because he always going to be number 1. But you know what? That's one of the fruits of the Spirit. Check out Galatians. I'm not sure what scripture off top. You know, I'm not gifted like that, but I know it's in Galatians where it talks about the fruit of the Spirit. And one of the fruits of the Spirit is exercising self-control. So yeah, man, y'all be blessed. I hope y'all make it through this whole video and whatnot. But like I said, I just want to motivate y'all. No matter what you're going through, no matter what your situation is, you can make it out of that situation if you take the steps to do what you need to do, because God is not going to do it all for you. You can pray, but God has a job to do, and so do you. So make sure in all that praying that you're doing, make sure you're doing your job. Make sure you're doing your job. You can't pray for God to bless you with a job and then not go fill out a job application. And then once you fill out a job application, follow up on those job applications, because they ain't checking for you. You got to be checking for them. So it's the same way. That's just a little quick example. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed day, blessed holidays, Merry Christmas. Take care.